Hello. Hello. Hello.
Bowmaska dog thinks you should do 20 squats.
Hello.
Yeah, I know the routine. I know how this shit works. I know how you operate. Alright, where is my... There's my thingy-majiggy there. This thingy-majiggy here. All this is working. And now I gotta go do squats! Hi, Angro. Thank you for the 100 biddies, Masonic. I really appreciate it. Wait, did anything happen? Or do I not have a redeem at 100 biddies? I should probably add more, like, redeems. I need ideas for redeems. Cookie for Angro. Alright, here we go. I gotta do squats. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Thank you for the 20 squats, Bone. You like my eyebrows, Mr. Zeebs? Ah.
Furry
Wait, why are my
Cures
eyebrows?
1221 paid me to say stinky, 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 stinky. Himbo zebra is stinky zebra. His butt stinky. I know he farts. But he is also cute.
Well, that's, 100% false. I'm not cute. I am totally incapable of being cute. It's impossible. It's pure fiction. It can never happen. Damn, pretty good. Good Himbo score. Alright, so, Bone was first into the stream. We got Masonic. We got Fakovia. We got Angrel. We got anyone else? We got Furry Cures with us, calling me stinky. Grant 200% sexy. I will accept sexy. Oh, hands. I will accept him. I'll accept sexy. Sexy is okay. Sexy is cool. I can appreciate being sexy. Ah, 50%. That's a pretty decent rating. You're halfway there. Alrighty. Say yes-sees on those. So, I know I said... Ow. now. I know, like, in the past I had the thingy-majiggy of, like, oh, I'll play a little bit of Final Fantasy on the Wednesday like we do back in the day, and then I'll do it again Saturday. Oh, no, not the Cactar! Not the Cactar Furry Cures! Dead. Dead. Actually, you know what's something I should do? I should make it, like, hang on a second. Look at all the Cactar at my feet. Let's see if this is a thing I can do. So, alright, so this is the chatting one. This is the game one. Maybe I should make it now where is it? Here it is. No, not motion. I should make it with ragdoll, that, HP recovery time. Okay, let's make this more like 10 seconds. That way, like, you know, it can take a... Alright, and then we got health bars hidden. Himbo. Camera distance. Alright, let's see, let's see what it looks like. Nope, everything. How do I, like, how do I ragdoll myself? Like, that should be an option. So yeah, I've turned on the ragdoll, like, you know, camera, so the next time I get hit or something like that, it should, like, follow me and such. Show us the booty? Nah-uh. No booty shot today. I got way too much nonsense I need to do, like, really quickly. I'm under the pump. There is a video game that is, if it will show. Hopefully it will. If it doesn't, PC capture? Come on. There we go. So there is a game that is currently under a demo, which is apparently like Escape from Tarkov, but, you know, with fantasy kind of shit. I am GrantZeebs, and I've gone with, you know, doing a warrior thingy-madiggy.
Bone Musky Dog has added quote number 310, no booty shots today.
Yes, thank you, Bone. 310. Dark and more dark. Yes, dark and darker. I think that's an alpha name, I'll be real with you. I don't imagine, because I don't imagine it would, like, stick around as long, like, as that long. So, but yeah, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I have my gripes about my game here and there.
I just want my duck sucked. Is that too much to ask?
Yes, it is. Oh my goodness. Furry Cures, what are you thinking? What are you doing? Alright, so yeah, so it's in demo and such like that, but why is the matchmaking... Alright, do that again. Normally matchmaking is not that slow. Normally it's a lot better than that. Let's try that. It's like, normally it's supposed to be like fairly quick. Alright, let's see if I go into like a group one in the dungeon map. Nope. Alright. Like, there's gotta be people here. Hang on. Play. Nope. Hit the plus. 27,000 are in a dungeon, 17,000 are in a lobby. Like, Jesus. That should be enough to, like, you know, get peeps in a party. Code's headphones broke? Oh, no! Fuck, mine aren't doing too well either. Is everyone's headphones breaking? Kusaki's headphones broke, Code's headphones broke. Mine are, like, losing the fake leather on them, and, you know, the foam is, like, slowly wanting to, like, escape. Like, you can see it. Well, you can't see it, because you guys will never see the IRL me, but the point is his wireless 181s. Oh, my goodness. I can definitely recommend him a cheaper pair than the $180 ones, but that's... Oh, fuck. That's not great. Furry Cures aren't working either. Also, why is, like... Why is no one in the... Hang on. Hit the cancel. 80, 23, 30, 9, 26. No one in Singapore. 4 in Sydney. Why are you sitting in there? Experimental on the solo map. Come on. It's the month of headphone breaking? Apparently it is. Yay, excellent, cool. Alright, now we're in a party. So yeah, so this game, you know, it's in its alpha and all this kind of nonsense. Some stuff works, some stuff doesn't. The thing that is like gonna be the connection between Cuphead strap broke. Oh, that's not good. I'm also curious how this game is gonna perform while in streaming scenarios. 100% CPU usage on this thing. Yep, this is gonna be a fun one. There is probably gonna be some input lag. Don't burp into the mic. Noted. So, yeah, you like spawn in a random thing, old Battle Royale style. Yes, I will accept that. And then... There's no like, stamina system or anything like that. Thankfully. But you still have to deal with... And these goblins get poisoned annoyingly. Alright, let me just... So, like, there is a blocking option, but I'm gonna be real with you. It's more efficient to just pull out of the way, because you can still get damage when you, like, have the shield thing. But I just have the shield because I'm a fighter. I don't really use the skill, so... Also, it's dark as fuck half the time. Like, that's no joke. Like... This is the game right here. This is its... Oh, shit. Arrows. Oh, what the? Did someone fucking fart in the game? No, that was just sound alerts. That was Masonic. Thank you for the... And you die. So, yeah. So, and then when you die, you, like, lose all the stuff you gained and such like that, so... Damn. We go again! Okay, cool. The matchmaking isn't taking forever this time. I was worried for a minute. But yeah, some people are shirtless for... Oh, well, this person in particular is shirtless. And you can pet a dog as well. His name is Otto. Some people are dicks where they, you know, decide to, like, you know, hit Otto, which I, you know... If I ever see those people in real life, they're getting a spank. It's just gonna be like a real... Just a real, like, bam, like, how dare you? This dog has done nothing wrong. No, I didn't fart. That was Masonic that did that. Alrighty, so now we're back into here, and... Let's see if we can get... Oh, hang on. No, don't run away, you... you juked me. The annoying thing is they put poison on their blades, so I take more damage than normal for the whole poison thing. There we go. And then check their bodies for some loot. Ooh, okay. So, yeah, and then there's like a rating system where...
Bowmaster Dog has added quote number 311. If I ever see them in real life, they are getting a spanking.
Thank you. So, it echoed like it was actually in the cave? Yeah, it did. It freaked me out. I was like, Jesus, how did that happen? Oh, wait, no, I already grabbed the arming sword. What about this guy? Did I loot? Yeah, I already looted that guy. And then... Apparently there's a cave troll on this level that you can get, like, you know, very powerful, cool shit from. Oh, and then there's... Fucking spiders. They are stronger than normal, and unfortunately you can't get anything from them. And knowing my luck, they are... Alrighty, here we go. Now they won't spawn anymore. just wish I could get something from, like, the first few spiders. Like, I understand they don't want me, like, just hitting spider spawners all the time, but, you know, maybe the first few would be nice. And then... So, yeah, so the idea is, like the Battle Royale and what have you, it's like you do your running around. Oh, there's nothing in the barrel? What a waste. Oh, a dagger. Ooh, an exquisite... Alright, mage is going to be an annoying one. Do I have a... No, I do not have a bow and arrow. So. If I had a bow and arrow, I would definitely be like, you know... Oh, wait, I have throwing axes, though. Alrighty, here we go. And... I'm gonna pull you in. There we go. Nice big hits there. Some old shoes. Alrighty. So that guy's a mage. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bum rush him once I have like my sprint back up. Because if I can... Also, I need to be like closer to him as well. There we go. I'm just gonna use my self-heals thingy-majiggy. I only have one of those.
Bowmasky Dog has added quote number 312. I am going to bum rush him.
Ooh, okay, so this is some cool stuff. Alright, I'm gonna put the crossbow here. Move you there, move you there. Move you here. 61 and 57. Alright. Gonna wear the dark plate. Hide you, grab you, so if I get out of this place alive, I can take that with me. Yep, I'll take that. Here. I'll also have to... Okay, so I'm still in the circle, but I'm not in a good spot of the circle, because I don't have, like, a way out if I stayed there. So... we are going to need to make our way up. Oh, thank goodness I never stepped on that thing. That would have been really dumb if I did. Nope, wrong circle. Wrong thing to walk through. Someone's having a fight in there from the sounds of it. Yeah, it sounds like someone is fighting. Oh. And there's a guy up above me. I can't see him annoyingly enough. Can I move is the question. Nope, I cannot.
Bowmasky Dog paid me to say Mr. Zeebs I found a lever and a button, I wonder what they do.
No, please don't. This is gonna be annoying as F. And I don't have, like, any... No, don't pull the lever, not yet! Alright, Ow, nope, damn it. Wait, did that not do its... Hang on. That didn't work. It didn't look like I moved. Hang on. What happened there? So yeah, that's also one of the downsides, is like, if you get killed...
Freezing my nuts off!
Why did that... So, pulling the lever, and then it does the Grant 3D thing, where we pull the lever, which is toggle. You did move? Oh, okay. I guess it wasn't like, you know, I guess it wasn't a very long time. Alright, there we go. So yeah, man, that was a shame. I got a few kills in, and I got a crossbow as well, which is like... Rangers is like one of the higher, one of the other like classes you can be. Ow. Rangers is like one of the other kind of classes you can be, and a lot of people like being a ranger, because like under the right circumstances, they have like one of these abilities where you can shoot like 3 times. There we go. Oh, and sometimes people can become skeletons if you get enough of the premium currency from killing peeps and what have you. So, and all of this is being done while I'm like doing the single player, or sorry, not the single player, but like the one player match type. Like you can match up, you can like join up with like up to 3 peeps in the normal game. And this one is like, you know, just solo runs. You have enough points to put me in a maid outfit? You wouldn't do that, would you? There we go. Sure, let's get those. Yes. And... oh my goodness, so many axes. Cookie for furry cures! Unless you give me a reason. Because I ask very politely. Is that a good enough reason? There we go. Alright, I need to get rid of the spider, which are likely coming from... yeah, they're coming from this thing. There we go. Alright, okay, so cool. Treasure chest is in the water. Alright, can't wear that. That doesn't have any benefits. Reinforced chest, please don't be a mimic. I learned that some of these chests can be a mimic, and it is proper scary when they decide to do... no, you... oh god. This guy's gonna be responsible for my death, isn't he? Yep, he is. Get fucked, barbarian. Alrighty, what did you have on you? Yep, sure. Let me take those. Let me put that on. Sure. Battle axe would be nice.
Furricures 1221 paid me to say, would you shoot me if I called you a stinky booty cutie?
Yes, I absolutely would. Alright, heavy boots, no thanks. Alrighty. I'm still in a good spot as well. I don't... oh, thing's gonna be shrinking down. Flanged mace. Okay, cool. That's a good one to have. I'll put you away. Grab you. Pick this back up. Oi. Boobies! Dick. Time to start juking. Oh, did he get this guy? Yes, he did. 3, 4. Cool. Alright, so it's not too much work, but oh my god, I'm nearly dead. Alright, let's see if I can Oh, fuck, there's a lot of them. Fuck. I'm poisoned up the wazoo. And dead. Yes, there is a cooldown for each individual user doing boobies. You can't just spam boobies. So yeah. There's like a perk system and all that as well. I'm gonna change classes. I'm gonna create a new character. Boop. Oh, you can make a man and woman if you want. Alright. So we got Fighter, which I was using before. We got the Ranger, which does like range stuff. Quick of a bow. He can track enemy players. Wait, he can track enemy players? I didn't know that was a thing. Cannot equip most melee weapons. Low damage with melee weapons.
Musky Dog has added quote number 313. You can't just spam boobies.
Thank you. This name is not available. Cool. GrantZeebs are. There's no way I somehow lucked out in being able to have GrantZeebs as my name. There's got to be other people who have been using GrantZeebs as a name, and they just don't want me having multiple characters with GrantZeebs as the name. Alright, so. Oh, I see how they do that. Alright, so I get footprints then. I wonder if I have to see the person in order to get the footprints. Ow. Damn it. Hi, Luna. Alright. Let's see. What do I got around me? A lot of annoying things. Cool. Wizard Head is absolutely useless.
Furry Cures 1221 paid me to say missed me. Now you gotta kiss me.
No, I don't. Alright, let me reload real quick. Alright, and then... That's 1. That's 2. So I gotta, like, aim, annoyingly enough. 1, 2. Cool. Oh, I can search things very quickly. There we go. I just need to be a lot quicker than this, unfortunately. Okay. Nope, too high. Alright, let me reload real quick. Alright, is the AI... Okay, annoying that I don't get them in... Thank you! Kiss anyway? I don't know. I'm not the kissy kind of guy. Alright, nothing for me there. Ooh, cool, a lantern. Alrighty, This guy just riddled in arrows. I need a better arrow. Recurve. Okay, yep, that one is opinionatively better. Alrighty, let's see. Is there another one I can be? Yes, I'm gonna be a bit of a dick and shoot players, because I'm gonna be real with you, too many of them have shot at me. And I need the practice. Also, I need to figure out where the fuck the circle is going next. Oh, it's going a little bit away. Alright. And then there's rangers like that, where they're quick. They're a lot quicker. Alright. We go again. And that is our cycle. That is what we do. My goodness. I will be real with you though, it is very much addictive. Like I have my complaints about some aspects of it, cuz it's obviously meant to be a sort of it's supposed to be like, you know, prevalent on the PvP side. Matchmaking taking too long. Alright, let's see. Tracking. You track recent footsteps. Increase physical damage done by fight when using crossbow. Ranged power when attacking with a ranged weapon. Headshots increase with long range. Can hear people's footsteps from further away. Movement increase. Change your default shooting so it shoots 15% faster. Can be used when attacking with a spear. Gain 10%. Alright, that's a nice one to put. Hold 3 hours, fire them quickly in quick succession. Okay, yes please, we're gonna go with that one. Is greatly increased, attack power is ration food and recover. Alright. Increase when attacking with a long range weapon. Increase physical attack power by 5%. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Tracking isn't gonna help me out too much, because I'm not able to, like, you know, hunt people down. Grant already complaining? Yeah, listen, Luna, it's kind of why you're here, isn't it? That you want to hear what I have to say about these kinds of games. And here's the first thing I want to say, is I like... What is the timer on squats? I think I upped it to, like, you know, a high value, because I'm not a huge fan of doing squats on stream. Like, the more I've had to do them and such like that. Where was I in my train? Oh, yeah. Blah, 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 blah. I lost it again. Shit. It's because this... Fuck, this game didn't take so long for matchmaking. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So it's meant to be like a hard PvP. There isn't any sort of indicate... Like, it's not like Dark Souls, however, where, you know, there's a sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? There isn't, like, this sort of, etiquette to the PvP. Like, you don't know whether someone is going to be, like, looking to engage you or looking to be nice. You basically are going in there with the same paranoia you would with any battle royale. Which, you know, fair enough. If you have to scrounge for your own weapons and armor, or, like, for upgrades of such things, then, yeah, you're gonna be a while. Is it just because Sydney is just fucking empty? Hang on a second. I'm gonna go to, like, Oregon or something crazy. Okay, it did not realize I could do that. Matchmaking cancelled. Yes, thank you. Alright, go to Oregon, hit start, hit yes. We're waiting for a game. And it's, like, nearly instant because I'm going for Oregon. Alright. Oh, thanks. So, it's got the hardcore PvP, but the thing is that you can have a party in this game, and it's like, so you'll have friends with you, is essentially the idea in this team of 3. But the way they do their mechanics for, like, escape, if I get to an escape, you'll see, like, what I'm going on about and such like that shortly. Alright, now I need to do the annoying move. Oh, it doesn't reload me, like, from loading from one level to the other. Interesting. I thought it would. Nope. I am terrible at this. Absolutely terrible. So, I'm fine with, like, this... Like, when you're doing solo thingy-madiggies, it's like the merits of your skill and what have you play into it. Totally fine. Makes perfect sense for hardcore PvP. But then you have, like, you know, you can have your teams and what have you. Friendly fire is a thing. So, like, if you're not coordinating with your friends and such like that, you're not going to be in there for a good time and what have you. But once you... So you pick your friends, you pick your team, you go into this, and you end up going into... Like, because you might die, or you'll be lucky enough to escape. However, here's the fun bit when you're trying to escape. They give you one portal, and the portal is a one-time use, one-person kind of redeem. There is not a way in being able to, there's not a way of being able to escape a dungeon as a group. You escape one at a time. And they don't, you know, spawn 3 of them really close together. It's a luck of a draw of, oh, you might have one, or you might have 2 nearby. Either or, you're in for, you know, you're in for a shit time. Oh my god, what is... How am I not aiming at this thing? There we go. 1, 2. There we go. Alright, reload. And search this. Can't use the stiletto. That's annoying. 1, 2, 3. Damn it. I need to get better at the whole, like, aiming and... Oh, shit. Not good. Also, I need to somehow move. Oh, Jesus. Come on. Okay, at least I got 3 of the rations. Ow. Reload. Okay, so I can just, like, click and then just wait for the aim. And I'm no doubt having to deal with poison while I do this as well. Okay. Oh, ration. Alright, that's another one dead. Come on. The fighter is a lot quicker in killing these guys with the weapon that he normally has. Please tell me I'm in the circle. Yes, I'm in the circle. Thank goodness. Alright, let's start checking all these guys. My goodness, so many fucking arrows. At least I can open these things, like, much faster than the fighter. Thank you for being my biggest fan, Alvirus. I keep forgetting I need to do, like, more, like, cool shit with them, but yeah, it is what it is. Alright, grab you. Sure, I can sell you off. I can sell you off. Did I already check you? Yes, I already checked you. Alrighty, what's in you? Alright, great. Reload. My goodness. Nope, you're not useful at all. Alrighty. Let's check this chest. Here we go. Leather gloves, yes please. This one. I wish I had a sword, quite frankly. Like, I probably wouldn't be as strong with the sword as I would as the fighter, but... Oh, it was because of the trap. I see. Rapier! Awesome. Alright, that's a good backup. Alright, I'm gonna use this surgical kit to fully heal myself. Oh, Christ. No. Alright, he's good. Alright, cool. Open this real quick. Where the fuck did... Oh, shit. That was just one shot. There's no way that critted somehow. 18 minus 17. You know what? I'm gonna grab you just in case I need to grab multiples of you. Oh my god, how am I... Did he just close the door on me? Dick. Alright. Alright, hopefully he didn't lay a trap. Alright, reload this. There we go. Alright, eat this real quick. Ooh, escape portals are appearing. Awesome. Alright, pick up that dagger. I can sell you. Pick you up. You're blue. That's good. Pick you up. There's a player there. I'm not going to be able to get out of this, am I? Three, 4, 5. Alright, I need to find another portal soon. There's another one. There's gotta be one around here somewhere. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Nope, none there. This better not be a case where there's only so many that would... Oh, Jesus! Fuck, 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 fuck. Shit. Fuck. There's gotta be one somewhere. Oh, crud. There isn't, is there? Oh, I hear one. Alright, I need to go through here real quick. Come on. There's one there. Ow, I forgot about that. Okay, come on. There's got to be something. Nope, this is probably how I'm going to die. Alright, that's even worse. I didn't realize that was an option. Great. The realm is going to keep on shrinking, and the only thing I have to show for it is all this loot that I cannot use. I didn't realize this was an option. Where did it... There it is! Come on, come on, come on. Okay, cool. I was very much worried that there wasn't going to be another portal. I was really worried. I didn't think that was an option. Because, like, normally I always think, like, if it gets to the point where there is nothing there, it's because... Yeah, something else entirely. But yeah, now we have a stash. And, you know... So we can put this... Nope, keep this. So we can put, like, our rapiers away, and we can start selling off all this. Would go out on his own accord, bring home strays for his owner to rescue and find forever homes for them. 900 cats were saved. Jeez, that is wholesome as fuck. I didn't know that. Good going. That's nice to hear. Also, hi, Wild Saber. Welcome to the stream. All right, wait, will he accept? Yes, he will. Cool. All right, so now I gotta sell all this nonsense. I get some money for it. And then I'm gonna sell more nonsense because none of these things I can use. Or this. There we go. Giving me...
Furicures 1221 paid me to say Casper Thick Balder 4 Swish Balder 4 Peach Bluso Posterior Meowp 1 Cake Kalaka 1 Nub Fluff Kalaka 1 Nub Rave Duffu Curl Lupus Venmar Peach Keelickle Gussie Keelickle Cherry Hammer Wiggle Tail Digens Bum Dice Tail Fluff Alphonse 1 Dumpy Booties for days.
Alright, so we got riveted gloves, which can go on our hands. Which, so those are a lot better. Physical damage reduction would be cool. Projectile reduction, claw. Alright, let's see if there's any, like... So there isn't any good pants to wear. Oh, I didn't realize I had hunter's traps. Alrighty, so yeah, and then we can put all this into my set. That way I'm not going into the dungeon with everything I have. You know what? I'm going to grab this rapier, just so then that way I have that available to me. And we're going to swap from... Because, like, we have the solo dungeon, but then we also have, like, this dungeon, the Forgotten. We have, like, the Forgotten dungeon where... This is where the teams of 3 normally reside. And this is probably where we're going to have, like, a lot more difficulty in trying to go through, the dungeon and what have you. You're gonna head out? Not to worry, Luna. Sorry if I don't have, like, a proper chatting thing to do, and I'm just, like, absorbed in this game. Part of me very much was, you know... I could have easily have made it where I didn't stream today, and I only streamed, like, Friday, Saturday this week. But I feel like it would have been, like, a little bit weird having, like, that long of a period without streaming. So, hence, you know, having this session as one. Alright, cool. So... Alright, so we got weird zombie thingamajiggy there. Alright, what's in here? Thank you. Alright, I'm Oh, Jesus, that was some weird lag there. Ranger Hood 11. You know what? Yep, I'm gonna put that on. It's not the best thing, but it's better than what I am currently wearing. Yep, grab you. Let's see what you are. No. You are a waste. I can't carry everything, because then I'm going to be, like, wasting too much time managing my resources. Ooh, heavy boots, I'll accept you, though. Wait. 14 and 5, 5 and 9. I'm going to keep... I need the movement. Like, this guy needs to be able to kite and what have you. And I can't do that if I am Alright, reload. Please tell me you got a better bow in you. 15, that's 24 minus 40, so that's not really all that great, but we'll give you a try. Ow! Party. This is going to be interesting. Thankfully, the skeletons don't care about me. And dead. I need better aim. Dwarves are loud. Alright, let's have a look. So, Philip. Who are they? Oh, they're going after another. Yep. So, difficult stuff. But, you know, if you can aim, rangers are key. Alright. Let's go back into Sydney and see how we do in trying to find a game within our own region, so then that way I don't have to deal with, like, troubles. Excuse me. Bim, 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 bim. Why? Why is it such a slow... Like, there's like so many people. Why is this a difficult... Why is this so hard to find people? Am I just gonna go back to... Nope. Okay, we're in a match. Cool. Man, a part of me worried I'd have to, like, you know, change the fucking game or something. Pet the dog. Here we go. What's that? It probably doesn't help that a part of this, you know, it's doing the same thing to me as Dark Souls did, where it's like, I'm frustrated with some of the mechanics and the difficulty curve they give, but then it does this thing where I'm like, I don't want to puss out or anything like that. I want to prove that I'm not just, you know, a weak gamer, that my annoyance with it is, like, unfounded and somehow not valid. It's like, no, I very much want to say they're valid.
Dog thinks you should do 20 squats.
Sure. Let me just... Alright, I'm in... Yep, cool, I'm in the circle. Alright, let me do my squats. It's the start of the match. I don't care if... Amazingly enough, I've survived by leaving my computer for like 2 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, too late, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Thank you for the 20 squats, Bone. And we're still alive. Let's do this. Yep. Do I have to, like, lower my sensitivity? I think I might need to lower my sensitivity. Alrighty, let's see what's in the zombie. Invisibility potion? Sure. Sure, let's give me pants. 8, neg 5, 22. Survive that at least. Oh. Another one of yous. Alrighty, here we go. Why does the game remind me of Diablo 1 and 2? Because you're in a dark dungeon and it has this ambience of everything must be impossible to see. Ow. Longbow! Awesome. Alright, this will be good. If I could aim. There we go. Oh my goodness. I need to improve my aim. I need to like go to like an aim lab or something and practice. Oh, the inventory system. Yeah, no, I feel like most games like having this kind of inventory system when it comes to like RPGs and such. Plus, it's just part of the survival. Oh yeah, I already checked that guy for if anything was useful. All right, what about this archer? No, nothing. All right, drink this. There we go. Reload you. All right, there's a red fella somewhere, and I got that. Oh, cool. Oh, that's the weird thing as well, is there's no toggle to crouch. You have to hold down the button, which I think is the bad move here. Like, I understand this game is in alpha or what have you, but come on, like, you should be able to toggle things such as crouch or walk. I shouldn't have to, like, hold down the button for something like that. Sure, I don't want the shoes, so we'll just go for that. Alright, let's see what's... Death with me. Cool. Yep, cool, let's put on some boots. Check this oak chest. You. Cool. I also need to find out how to get out of this chest. I really lucked out on the longbow, I'm gonna be real with you. Flanged mace, silver coin. I can't use the flanged mace, but, you know, at least I have... I see you. I see the spike. I can sell those gauntlets. Should fetch a pretty price. Amazingly that I haven't run into any players yet. I thought I would sooner or later. Oh. Come on, mouse. What are you? There we go. Alright, so I'm in this circle. Someone's in here. I hear you. Alright, so I need to come closer. Alright, so I'm going through some... And someone's having troubles. Cool. I am absolutely terrible. Uh-oh, barbarian. Not good. Dead. I like being a fighter where, like, the melee is the lead. I just don't have... Hang on a sec. Maybe there's a... Give me a moment. Options, mouse sensitivity. Let's put it down to, like, 0.1. Set the... With higher settings, we'll move faster when looking up, down, left, and right with the mouse. Alright. I'm gonna try with, like, the lowest S settings, because, like, I feel like this mouse here has, like, fair... Oh, okay. 0.01 is not what I want. Oh, this is gonna be something. I feel like... Oof. We're just gonna be editing this kind of nonsense live, it seems. To cast says make sure you equip the spell memory skill. Can select their spell in-game by... Oh, never mind. Alright, options. 0.1, apply. I'm fine with this. Like, sure, I have to, like, you know, do the, like, mouse wiggle thing diggy, but that's fine by me. It means I'm slower on the... Although it does mean that I'm absolutely, like, you know, not... that. I'm not that great as a ranger. Let's go back to the Goblin Caves. Let's go back to doing these kinds of ventures solo. See how we go with that. Alright. Actually, maybe I can go a little bit higher. 0.22. Let's see how we go with 0.22. Okay, I think 0.22 is a lot more advisable, but oh my goodness, I can see my I can see my cursor going into the other screen or what have you when I do that. When I was at the loading whatsamahoozies. Excuse me. Alright, let's see. It's not as... Alright. Thank you for the bangle. Do you have a better bow in you? Nope. Fuck off. Oh, you mother... Fuck's sake. I'm gonna accept my death here. Yep, I'm gonna accept death there. Also, I'm just gonna move my desk. Alright, hang on. So... Oh, that was even the goblin caves as well. So, like, I didn't even have to deal with, like, teams of players. I just had to deal with a singular... like, one-on-ones at best. Alright. Let's see if my... Alright, so I want... that. Alright, this should be okay. Alright, here we go. Here we go, Z's. Excuse me. You can do it. Alright, let's see. Around. Nothing worthwhile. Cool. Glad that you're only 2 shots. Thank you for the bandages. 1. Alrighty. Nope. Oh, come on. I wasn't even aiming for you. Hi there, Benru. Got fucking eviscerated. Like, I was aiming at the goblins, and I didn't even get a thanks. I just got, you know, I just got the dude panic and attack me. But, you know, he probably could have thought I was attacking him. These things happen. How is it going on your side, Benru? I'm very much in the mood of, like, playing through more Dark and Darker, because, like, it's on a demo and such. And I want to know when the learning curve ends. Like, I want to know, how far do I need to go? So yeah, how's your evening going, Benru, if you mind me asking? Is it going alright? Why do I feel like I can't emote very well? Wet. While not in the danger zone, we're getting the tail end of a cyclone that's hitting the North Isles. Oh, shit! Wait, North Isles as in, like... Wait, I don't remember where you're from. Because I know there's, like, there's a cyclone that's going to be going off in New Zealand. I know that's one of the weather phenomenon to worry about. North Island of NZ? Yeah, okay. I was worried for a second you were talking about, like, Ireland or something. But yeah, a buddy from work told me that there was a cyclone that was going to be going off in the North Islands as well. My goodness, the matchmaking in here is, like, slow. Like, so many of them are just like, oh yeah, we're just sitting in a lobby. The annoying thing is like, I can't... Oh, there we go. I can't, like, look at my class or anything like that while I'm waiting for the lobby. It's like, they expect you that you're going to commit to waiting. So, 1,500 people have gone missing in Hawke's Bay, so not a fun... Wait. 1,500 people. They just go missing. Like, were people outside watching the hurricane or something? Help me, like, visualize. So, there are people... What were they doing before the hurricane came along? Also, it would be great to, like, you know, reload automatically. A lot of accessibility features I kind of want this game to introduce. They're unaccounted for with floods. Ah, okay. And we're one player short. Oh, do I have a... Oh, I have a trap set. Cool. I didn't know that was a thing I normally kept. I didn't think I'd normally have these things. Because I'm used to the fighter where tops they have a torch. Alrighty. Oh, come on. Do you not see me dealing with goblins? This is good. Unless I can... Nope. Never mind. Alright. Back to the lobby we go. I'm not too great at... Also, it doesn't help that, you know, you have to go through, like, you know, you have to go through 3 sets of 5 levels to gain, like, more of these abilities. And some of these are actually, like, very much important. Because it's like, some of these, it's like this one where it's like reload speed by 50, movement by 50, which is like, you know, for reload's sake, that's very important. Do you not have a sword or other close range weapons? That is not the benefit of the ranger. Unless you grab this thing. Spears can be used, and when attacking with a spear, you gain 10 physical strength. So, but yeah, true shot, fire them in quick succession to single action. Fire 5 arrows at a certain angle at the same time. When attacking using a bow type, increase action speed by 50% for 8 seconds. So I do have a fighter hang on. So this is who I originally started off with, was this guy here. And my stash, like, there's a lot more things in here. I can probably sell some of those, to be honest with you, because it's not like I'm going to use... Like, because I don't think I can swap my stash from one character to another, which I think is a bit odd, to be real with you. Actually, what I should do then is go to the armorer and see if I can sell... Because I can't wear that, can't wear that, can't wear that. And then... no point in using that. Alright, survival sword, I'll definitely use. Rapier, I've got better things than the rapier. Keep those, and let's get rid of the throwing knife. Yep, exchange all that. And then... Interesting that I'm able to sell weapons at the same time. Alright. Can't use that, can't use that. Alright, cool. Weaponsmith. Ding, 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 ding. Howl. Ooh, howl. Let's see. And then that's for the barbarian. Arming sword with plus 1.1% physical damage. So, alright, and then swap that so it goes from 22 to 29. Gives me physical thingy-doog. And I can use a pickaxe if I wanted to. Can create ingots for whatever reason, but yeah, like the merchants here are just an excuse so you can, like, you know, purchase things through them before you play, so then that way you're let me just go in with what I've got now. So then that way, because with being able to stash weapons and what have you, it's like you'll hold on to more loot or hold on to better gear and such, so then that way the next time you go into these matches you have better gear at the get-go, which, and you know, some of them are like good substantial changes as well, which I think that's okay. I think that's perfectly fine, and I think that's a cool progression. My issue with this game just stems from the fact that it wants to do the hardcore PvP. That's fine. You're going to have a relatively small user base for the fact that you want to do hardcore or PvP, because not everyone in MMOs wants to do a hardcore PvP. Especially one where it's like, oh, your loot, you can lose your loot and such like that, because people are risk averse. They don't want to go into risk unless there's a big reward. So that's totally fine, so long as they understand that. But if they're going to introduce a party system, so then that way you can join up and be... Thank you for being my biggest fan, Hendrix. If you're going to, like, go into a... If you're going to go into a game and it's like, oh, you can join up with a group of friends and what have you, you're going to need to... You're obviously dedicating the idea that you want to play with more people, and the fact that you want to play with more people, you kind of need to be able to strike a balance of, you know, trying to play with difficulty versus giving other people their best shot, especially if they're individuals like, you know, when I came into this, where I was not the best at this. Like when I was playing with Dazarus, they've been playing Dark and Darker, and they do it over in the States. Let me just do a shout out for them as well. So, they do streams for like long ass hours and what have you. And they're really good at this game and what have you. And I partied up with them, and we had like one other person. And this happened a number of times where, you know, sometimes we'd all get wiped. That's fine. That's bound to happen, especially as we do like 3v3s and I'm bringing the team down. But then there came a point where it was like, oh, we have loot, and it would be best that we retreat now, so then that way the loot that I had could then, you know what, hit cancel on that one. Let's hit OK, hit start, yes. Wait for the... There we go. Why... Matchup is not that great, it seems. Like, does it just, like, wig out? And everyone's just fighting and abusing the dog. How dare they? So yeah, so we were able to get to like an escape portal, but because the escape portal only allows one person through them, and it's like a one-time deal, what ended up happening is I left first because I wasn't gonna survive and do a good job. So then I was just left watching like my teammates, you know, go through this by them. Fucking mimic. At least he doesn't hit hard. There we go. Ooh. Okay, I can use that. I don't know why they give me will of all things, but I can use that. Alrighty. Slow, but I'll accept that. I just need to wait for it. Also, let's go outside the circle just a quick second. So yeah, so like I understand, you know, you might want to try and like, you know, make it so that it's a risk reward of like, oh, do you do your escape or do you delve deeper? But if I'm playing with if I'm playing with my friends, I very much want to play with my friends. So if you give me the option of like running away or what have you, that's not really letting me play with my friends. That's just me sitting there watching people who are better at this game do better without me. And, you know, that's just a terrible thought. Hey, it's not a nerdy thing.
Me yet.
Oh, shit. I didn't know mimics get that big. Fuck. 2, 3. There we go. So yeah, hi Code. Welcome to the stream. Sure, let me hold on to the magic staff. 53 and 29. Okay. Maybe I want to use the long thingy-madoog. Alrighty. Oh yeah, I need to be careful of poison. Here we go. Hopefully this guy... You playing online? Yes, I am playing online. I think that's the only way you can play. Oh, shit. Sure, let me just grab that, and let me start making my way to the circle. I just need to outpace the... There we go. There we go. There we are. Alright, cool. Let's just check you real quick. More money? Yes, please. How's it going, Code? Have you played this demo? It's a battle... Well, Dark and Darker is just Battle Royale. So, right now I'm playing in the mode where, like, everyone's running through this dungeon solo. And the developers talk about this mode, like the Goblin Caves, as this is, like, level 1 of their whole, like, you know, dropping down kind of thingy-majiggy, which I think that's okay. If they can be clever enough where it's like, oh, everyone starts solo in the first map, and it's only once you once you go down a floor that you're like, ah, yes, we shall now, you know, put you in teams and such, I think that would be cool. Oh, shit. I need to get out of here. I need to... Lol. I'm glad that the traps hurt them. You had to buy new headphones? Oh, I heard about this. The little connector from like the stem thingy-madiggy up got broke, didn't it? Like, wasn't that the scenario? Alright, T. Let's have a look. So I'm most likely playing second fiddle to whoever is going through all this. That's kind of funny to see, like, all these fucking bodies just... Alrighty, break all this. $189. Did you put it on your throne? Oop. Alright, grab you, grab you. Ow! Well, oh, shit. Dead. Stability potion, sure. Oh, no. Fuck off. Alrighty, I'm gonna just... Alright, so an escape portal's opened up. So hopefully somewhere around here is an escape portal that I can go to. I just need to stay within the circle and listen out. There we go. Cool. Portal, did you hear it? Never mind. Dick. Who ki- Aw, damn it, you can only do it to teammates. Well, I died. No, you didn't add anything to your throne. Ah. Well, you'll know for next time. Actually, one of the things I need to have a think about is the... Because I have on my throne, like, I have, like, a really, like... I have an expensive pair of headphones. Did he kill you? I think he did. I think it was a case of we both saw each other. I was worried I had to go into a fight with this ranger, and he's just like, no, 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 no. Like, we're good, we're good. Swaps to a torch, and I'm like, yep, sure, I'll swatch to a torch. He drops a blade, and I'm like, I don't have a ranger thing, but here's a staff. And then I just turn around, and he's like, I'm gonna go for it. So... Yep, now I'm back to, like, shitty equipment. Alright, I'm gonna at least put on this and this, because they're shitty.
Hello!
Hello, Jason. Welcome to the stream. And then I'm gonna use a better arming sword. Actually, I wonder, is there... Are any of me buddies? No, they are not. Alright. We're rolling again. So, sometimes the I remember. Where was I in my train of thought? Where was I? I always do this, especially with games that I'm like, you know, kind of very much following in. Matchmaking taking too long. I know I'm not getting in. There we go. I wonder if this thing just has a race condition where it's having a hard time trying to figure out... Like, it's doing the handshake, but, like, by the time I do the handshake, people have already gone into their match or someone else has gotten in, so it's just having this, like, stuck moment of, oh, like, we thought you were going into a game. That's why we didn't, you know, have you looking into another one. It's like, well, gee, thanks. Yeah. Darknet. There we go. Alrighty, cool. Alright. Yep, let's go with the bangle. Check the skeleton. Check Skelly Man. Sure. Cool. Ah, I fucking farted. There we go. And weirdly enough, the fart cloud moves. Like, it will... Oops. Alrighty, 21 minus 8. Yep, let's go with that. And then we need to break... There we go. Alright. How am I doing? I'm doing fairly alright. I know I put on my schedule like I was going to play Final Fantasy XIV, but considering this was entering like one of its last days of demo, I just really wanted to keep playing this, quite honestly. Bandages. Alright, that's going to be very useful against whatever fucking zombies might pop up here. Apparently a sweet spot. Alright, I can see the spike there. I just wish I could toggle crouch. Like, there's a rogue class in here. What makes them think that they're going to do anything else but crouch movement? There we go. And then there's another spike trap there. Alright, crap. Ow! Fuck you. Ah! We weren't even engaging in a fight, and I was just like, oh, back turned. Guess we're just gonna have to do that. Alright. But yeah, so wanted to keep playing this game because as much as I have my complaints about like the different systems and how it has like this sort of doesn't know whether it wants to be a hardcore PvP or if it wants to be, you know, something people can play together like a battle royale, I am kind of like just, you know, I want to get better at this because I don't want to like critique games and not, you know, give it the mile. I don't want someone like looking at me and just being like, oh, look at this fucking furry. Can't understand the nuances of trying to play a hardcore PvP game or whatever system of PvP this is. Get over here. Lol, you killed your buddy. Hilarious. It even poisons them. I wish I could get poison weapons, but that's a rogue thing. Alright. Grab this bangle. There we go. And we keep looking around for more shit. Fuck you, big spider. I need to find that spider nest soon, so then that way it doesn't do more big ones. Also, it would be nice to... Ugh. Gross the fuck out. There we go. Alright, let's see if there's... I wish I could, like... The torch was able to do a lot more damage to containers. Like, I don't want it to do, like, big combat damage. I just want it to do container damage. That way, like, with the whole checking dark corners and shit, I'm not having to, like, you know, later explore the dark to figure out what any of the shit is. Sure, let's pick up that dagger. Alright, so there's door there, spikes there. Another chest there. Come on. Alright, there we go. There we go. Poetry. Nope. That frock is useless. Ooh, a Zweihander. Yes, please. Oh, come on. I need to search through these. Yep, thank you for the plate boots. No, you're not useful. Alright, and then run around you so we can get to the next thing. No, alright. Unlock you. You're not exactly where I need to go, but am I enjoying the game? Like, despite, you know, 1 or 2 grievances I have with it, there are parts I'm enjoying. Ow. Ow. I'm going to need bandages at some point. Otherwise, I am going to die. And I'm most likely going to die by a player of a couple of things, aren't I? Get down from here! Oh shit, that's a champion. Okay, please tell me this is gonna work. Because of the elevation, it doesn't have any downward strikes. Oh my god, if this works. Oh my god. Also, I know I'm doing like the minimalist damage by hitting him in like the center. That is so cheese. Leads to priceless treasure? The fuck? No idea. Oh, the cheese is real. Alright, that worked? Yeah, someone clip it. Make it a moment if you can. I'm pretty sure my moderators can make it a moment. Alright, grab that, grab this. Oh my god, I'm nearly dead. I need bandages or something. Heavy boots. Armit. Armit will do. Potion of healing. Thank you. Alright, drink you. There we go. Ow. Not good. Not good at all. Ah! Not sure how to clip that stuff. How do people make a moment? Twitch comment, not Twitch moment. You'll need to be logged into Twitch. Ding ding ding. With your quick actions, you can go live quickly, trigger moment via the make it moment button. But you can adjust the clip length to be longer or shorter within 24 hours when the moment is created. Visit your moment. Create moments. Okay, /moment. So if you... So apparently like that, you can do it. And then you just need to edit the thingy-majiggy. Man, that cheese. Oh, that cheese. That would've... I didn't get, like, amazing stuff from that, but to be fair, it's just the Goblin Caves. So, where it has, like, it's not, like, the best loot you can get. Apparently, like, in order to get the best loot, you'd have to do, like, a, You think you missed it? That's okay. It's okay. Not a lot of people clip my, shit anyway, so... It's just one of those, like, fun little things where, you know, if you weren't there for it, people aren't gonna see it. And they won't know. It is what it is. So... But it would be nice to get clips, you know, here and there. Alright, let's see what's in here. Nothing of use. Alright, let's go outside. Alrighty. Alright, so we're here. Alright, let me get to this archer, because you're going to be a pain in my existence. Alright. Longbow, I appreciate it. As a fighter, I can use both if I want to. Yeah. Being able to swap between, like, long and short is gonna be king in this game. Oop. Ow. Thank you for doing that. Alright, use you for the quick heals. Heavy boots, yes please. Alright, let's have a look. Open this chest real quick. Never mind. No, it's okay, it's okay. These things happen. Alright. Check the goblin archer. No, nothing. Oh, Jesus.
Furry Cures 1221 paid me to say remember I said don't burp in the mic. I was kidding. Burp into it as much as you want.
Yep. Ah, he got me. Rogues have a faster, like, hit rate because of the dagger. So, and it's just unfortunate that, like, I had such low health, I couldn't, like, just wail on him. F's in the chat indeed. So. And it's one of those things as well where...
Jason036 thinks you should do 20 squats.
Sure thing. Alright, I can do this quickly. This game, amazingly enough as well, I've been able to get away with like, staying away from this for like a minute or two, and I don't die, amazingly enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, Code, you should download this game and we should play it together. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm not fondling my tits, it's just how the avatar looks when I do this kind of nonsense. And once again, it doesn't get me into a match. Cookie for Jason! It's a 10 gigabyte game, I will be real with you, so I don't know how quickly you'll be able to grab it. Excuse me. Nope, taking too long. Cancel that, start it again. There we go. Thank you for the stretchies. Get started on that. Why didn't my TTS do the stretch? Oh, I don't have a water. I'm gonna grab a water.
Oh yes, I can drink on that, my good sir. How much? How much? 350. You give me 350 gold, bro? If you give me 350 gold, bro, I will...
Oh, really? 5 minutes? That's fast.
Serious, man? If I see you in the lobby, man, I will give you the good suck.
You have a much faster internet than I do. Thank you for the hydrate. And the stretchies. Okay, there, hang on. There. Yeah.
2023,
Oh, we're one person short in this thing.
I identify. You know the Romans, man. The Romans were homosexuals, man.
Nah, man, I'm weird. I identify as a straight male.
Oh, bro, that's you know, metal is often straight, man, but you can bend it very quickly. With enough heat and enough pressure, my good sir. And you and me, I think we got
Friction.
enough friction. Yes, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
See, we're finishing
Dirty
each
man.
other's sentences. Hey, we finish each other's sentences, man. Come back, come back. I love you. I love you, bro. I love you.
Just a barbarian flirting with an overaged wizard. Nothing to worry about here.
Oh, my good sir.
Actually, I need to double check. Is my voice comms... Nope, it's push to talk. Cool. They can't just... They're not going to be able to just hear me. Nah, it's not necessary. They don't know who the fuck I am.
Bless that crotch.
Psych, man, you think you can run away from me, man?
Straight, man, you think you can run away from me? God damn it. The audacity of this barbarian. If I run into him... It'll be funny if I do. Alrighty. Alrighty, anything good? Alright, let's see what's here. Come on, something helpful. Sure, boots will do. Alrighty. That was bound to happen. You added some good headphones to your throne wish. Hey, nice work. Also, cookie for Engrol. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. So yeah, so the headphones that I have, the Soundcore Q10, these were like $50 or $60. These Q10s, wireless with like a and they still have like, you know, the 2.5 millimeter jack for the also eyes, you know, focus, please. All right, I'm just gonna close that app, let it do its thing. My goodness, my phone runs a little bit hot when trying to run that thing. But yeah, so got like, you know, this really cool. So these headphones lasted, I'm trying to think, like, this is probably their third year I've had them now. I think I've had these since like 2020, I want to say. And these have lasted me a good while. The faux leather has ripped off, however. So now, like, the actual foam for the ear cups is, like, sliding out and what have you, which isn't as great. Games downloaded? Awesome. All right, let me just get this thingy-majiggy up and running again. Let me go into here. Yeah, so Code just sent me a message and yep, those ones, Code. You're absolutely right. All right, hang on. I am going to jump into my streaming. I'm gonna jump into my streaming VC. Yeah, excuse me. So, all right, I'm gonna move you there, and then I can probably. Buckler. You know what? I'm gonna put you in. Actually, not both of you. I'm just gonna put one of you in. Potions of protection, some bandages. You know, I'll put bandages you in there. And then... Blah, 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 blah. Where am I thinking? Shall you jump in? Yes, you shall. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Where are you? Invite, watch, launch. Oh, they don't have like a built-in invite system? Hang on. Hang on. So you have to create a character from the looks of it.
Okay, so that won't take me too long.
Awesome. Hi there.
Of course I'm gonna go wizard because magic is awesome.
Magic is a little bit awesome. Cleric might be cool though.
Yeah, nobody wants to heal. Everyone wants to shoot fireballs.
Oh, you don't do that much healing.
I know, but I want fireballs.
Fireballs. Friendly fire is a thing. Just remember.
Yeah, but I still want fireballs these nuts. Hello.
Alrighty.
Wait, can you? Oh, you can't change your character's look at all?
Not really.
Oh.
So there's like customize where it's like it looks like they'll do it later on, and that'll most likely be where their premium is.
Yeah, no doubt.
The only emote they give you is surrender. And then this is their premium shop where you can get like, this is the thing that bothers me is they've introduced, so this will be apparently like you will get these adventurers for now. They say it's for killing monsters, discovering treasure, using shrines and portals. They're only banked once you extract from a dungeon. The ends like these decorative items do not give you a competitive advantage. Item for skin replacement do not include equipment.
What's your ID?
Oh, GrantZeebs.
GrantZeebs.
What's yours?
Would you like to invite GrantZeebs to the party? So mine's just code Yoshi.
I'll lead. Ding. There you are. Invite. Invitation sent.
Okay, yep. Invitation. Decline. No way in hell.
So yeah, so there isn't too much customization for now. The thing that irks me, however, is that they have this thing and they're like, oh, the decorative items do not give a competitive advantage. I'm hovering over the elves, and they give you like
agility and strength. Like, yeah, that.
And then the skeletons are like, oh, there's an armor and like magic resistance change. The blue, they don't say it, but I'm fairly certain the blue flame is brighter than normal. So, but yeah. Now, we need to move over to the Forgotten Cave, because that way we're able to go in as a group of 3. Alright, I'm trying to remember what wizards do. I don't have a thingy-majiggy here to tell me, but you can find out what your wizard does by going to class at the top.
Uh-huh.
Even though they say, like, I hate how it defaults to training, because it's like, oh, this is coming soon. It's like, yeah, no, this, you want to look at, like, perks and skill.
Okay.
And there should be,
so I do have a few skills already. So I've got Chain Lightning, Lightning Strike, Ice Bolt, Zap, Light Orb, and Ignite.
I think Ignite is the fireball you were looking for. So yeah. Alright. Do you want to like just go into a game shortly with what you have?
Yeah, we can try that.
Alrighty then. Start.
I'm just trying to see how. Okay, so
space is to jump. C and crouch. Left control is to crouch. WASDs. Primary is left. Secondary is right. Special command is R. Skills are Q and E. So Q for the left one, E for the right one. Quick slots 1, 2, 3, 4. Sheathing weapon is X. Okay. Yep, I'll hydrate. Don't you worry. So yeah, so once you're done in your class, you have to like go back to the play section and click start, so or ready in this case.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've got any equipment though. Please wait. Looking.
You have. Each person has default equipment at the very least. So 1 is usually like your first thing. So you have like a giant staff.
Hmm.
So let's have a look.
So any loot you get in the dungeon stays with you.
Only if you escape from the dungeon.
Ah, so if you die, then you lose it.
Yeah. So you'll still have your default stuff, but the default stuff is all junk class.
No.
So, yeah. So, yeah. And so, be mindful of friendly fire. And I think
Okay.
R is the command you use to bring up your spells or something.
Oh no, E.
Alright.
Oh, then I gotta select it. Okay.
Alright, so
I'll
yeah.
open this one over here.
Yep, so you just need to press F once and it will do it like every time. Move out of the way, that's a mimic. Let me hit you. Let me hit.
Don't be a mimic.
You want to use your spells?
I'm trying to, won't let me. Oh, okay. I gotta use right click in order to fire it. Move out of the way.
Excellent. I'm not too sure if that one's a cooldown or if that one has slots.
Yeah, it's
Alright.
got slots.
Alright,
Oh,
so...
I can't use a longsword, so...
Alright, so in this chest there's laced turn shoes. You can wear these, because you don't have any shoes on.
I don't have any shoes?
You don't
Well,
have
I do
any
have
shoes.
wizard shoes.
Oh, you do have wizard shoes? Well,
I got wizard shoes.
there's a pair of
Lace
shoes...
turn shoes.
So yeah, those turn laces will, like,
Oh,
green...
weapon damage.
Yep, which is probably what you want. So the way it
Where are
works
you?
is it goes... Yeah, I'm here. So we're in not the center of the circle, but we're fairly close. So
Don't
Yeah.
be a mimic. Don't be a mimic.
don't be suspicious. Don't
Don't be
suspicious.
suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Alrighty.
Actually, I think I've got one that's called. Oh damn it! I didn't put it in my. I didn't put it in. I had one that was called Light. I think a spell that allows me to light things up.
That one I wouldn't worry too much, because...
I've also got one that's called Ignite. Set target's weapon on fire, dealing additional... So I wonder if that means I can set your weapons on fire.
Alright.
Oh no, I set my weapon on fire.
Oh, cool. Alright, so when you see side pots like those, this is where the spiders spawn from. So you need to destroy them. Stop
Die,
spiders from
spider,
spawning.
die.
So yeah.
Oh, that doesn't last too long. Okay, my whole armor is, I've only got so many spells. Oh shit!
What happened?
There was a ghost and some skeletons in there.
Okay, so the skeleton in there is called a wraith, and it's a bit troublesome. I can,
So let's
you
go
know,
the other direction then.
well, no, because you have the big spells. You have like power. So what we can do is, hang on a second, let me put on these heavy gauntlets.
He did have a few friends with him though.
Oh, well then we'll take care of the friends. Let's see if we can like.
Alright, well they went to the left.
Okay. All right, back away from me, because I'll tank this guy, and I want to give you some distance. Plus, he has a big...
Alright. Charge him with a spell. Alright. Firing.
Hey, nice work. Clerics also have, like, a bonus... Yeah, this guy is, like, relatively strong.
I can't be the only one that thinks that it's a fire magic missile.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, have you ever played Dungeons and Dragons? The video game that was done by Konami?
No, I played Dungeons and Dragons Heroes a long time ago with a friend.
Ah.
Alright, sorry, just use my dash.
Yeah, I'm
So-
out of fireballs.
No,
Well, I'm out of magic missile, I should say. Yeah, that was my last fireball.
alright. Ooh, that
I see
lit
your
my
weapon
thing
on
up.
fire. I don't. So there should be a way for me to be able to select my own weapon, but apparently that didn't work, and I hit yours instead.
Oh.
Oh, someone's coming in. Player.
Where? Alright, let's see. Is he gonna be busy?
I will kill you.
He needs to come towards us as well.
I have any emotes.
That's a shame.
Make him think I've got a spell axe.
Ow! That was someone else behind us.
Oh, he was getting his friend to come round.
Damn.
Oh, no, I'm dead.
Yeah, no, I'm almost dead too. And... oh, it's mayhem. Ow. Oh, I'm using blind fucking... Never mind. I thought I could walk through that thing without timing it, and I was like, 2 out of 3, yeah, I can do it. And then...
you were close.
we were close. We did well as well, considering like we were able to take on a champion. So, because they're like the bigger like difficult ones. Thank you for the boot, Luna. They have a lot of health, and we don't hit them for much. I wonder how hang on a sec. Let me just double check Wizard, like if they've got a dark and darker Wizard guide. Like, because if there's spells that you have where it's like they just regen instead of, you know, being used up, like, rather than being, like, used up and such, then that might be better. Has the ability to meditate to regenerate spells mid-run, unlike the cleric. Okay. Alright, so where would that be? Abilities. Meditation. Restore spell usage. 40 spell cost replenish over 10 seconds. Spell memory.
Yeah, but then how do I use that ability? That's the only thing.
So
Oh,
you should...
yeah, so it'll respawn my spells after a set period of time. Maybe. I'm not sure.
So it's one of the abilities. So you should be able to use 2 abilities. So there's your first one, which has to be your spell memory. And then the second one would be, you know, either meditation, where you can restore your spell usage, or intense focus, where the next spell you use only takes 1 second to cast, which I don't think is great, so it most likely will be meditation.
Yeah, I got meditation.
Alright, cool. You can only pick up 1 perk, and we think that quick chant is the just go to. Being able to cast them 20% is excellent for tight situations, PvP. You must have to
spell memory required for the first one.
Yeah, so you should be able to put the meditation into the second slot. There's 2 slots, one on the left, one on the right. Neaties.
So yeah, I've got it on the left-hand side.
Ooh, 2-minute quick and dirty.
The only thing is, though, it's showing up as red on my bar.
Wait, how does that... So... Spell memory... Okay, so... Oh, so there should be 2... You should have, like, one of 2... Spell memory can go into one of 2 slots, and depending on the slot it goes into, it has a different spell tree. So you can, like, select the different ones, I think? Interesting.
Well, I got meditate there now. I mean, I should be able to use it. It just doesn't tell me how to use those the spell.
Well, Q and E are your class skills, so if memory
I
was...
didn't know that. So memory was in E, so Q would have been the other one.
Q would be your other one, so...
Alright, well, I'm ready to go in then.
Yep. R is reloading. X is for sheathing items and weapons. Tab is to open and close your inventory. Shift right-click. Drop items all at once. Alt right-click. Drop item one by one. Alt and drag divides. No, we won't divide items. Alright. Let's go.
Oh, that was weird.
What was weird?
I thought something was falling down in front of my face for a second there, but oh, it was the dust from inside the game screen. I see this brown fleck, like I'm taking a drink and I see this brown fleck just float down diagonally from the corner of my eye. Like, what the fuck is that?
Alright, we're in. Okay. Also, these dummies, you can actually, like, check damage with.
Fucking 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 bitch. Fucking. Oh, sorry.
You make it weird.
It's how I roll, okay? It's how I roll.
Okay. Alright. Let's see how we go with this round.
But don't you like how I roll?
No. Alrighty, so...
Oh, yeah, see, there we go.
Was there, like, a number in the meditation slot thingy?
Yeah, there was.
Okay, you just wasted your meditation.
So it's 40-second charge, but I just wanted to make sure it worked.
Oh, is it a 40-second recharge?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought it was like my second wind where I can only use it once. But no, it's like my sprint where I can use it more than once. Alright, so on the left is going to be... Oh, careful of the winged bats. They... It's always...
Fucker.
Oh, shit, sorry.
How could you bastard? No, it's an axe. You...
Oh, I can use these. So yeah, because here's what I can do, is I can throw it.
You can throw that shit.
Alrighty, let me just pick that up again. Alright. Here's the skeleton. So yeah, as cool as the combat is in this game, it's more beneficial to like sidestep and all this kind of stuff. You okay? Oh.
Yeah, I can deal with him.
Alright, cool. Strength
physical
one.
power, that's more yours.
Yep, alright. So there's a death bat. Do you want to check the skelly?
Yeah, I'll check
Resourcefulness
Skelly, man.
2.
Quarterstaff.
Okay, the rat pendant will be useful for you.
I didn't see a rat pendant.
The rat pendant is on the other corpse.
Ah, okay. I'll take the quarterstaff.
Oh, yep, sorry.
And let me have a look. Rat pendant.
So
Additional.
resourcefulness...
Oh, yeah. Additional magical damage.
So yeah, alright. There's 2 skeleton archers. I'm gonna run towards them and use my sprint, so I'll go for the one on the left so you can help cover me.
I'll fireball the one on the right.
Alrighty then.
Of course the bastard had to move.
Thankfully, it doesn't take much to...
Ow,
there we go.
Ow, ow.
Oh, that doesn't look smart. Oh my goodness, we have to... Okay, oh wait, no, that's just the zombie. That's not the mage. Alright, let me deal with the zombie. He does fart clouds.
Fart clouds.
Yes, he does.
Every day he's out there making fart clouds.
Woo! Alright, back away.
I got a fireball charging.
Alright.
I want to use up my fireballs.
Oh, hang on. No, you were supposed to be targeting me, you skelly boy. There we go. Alright, so you see down there the guy in the robe? He's a mage.
Oh yeah, we don't want to fuck with him.
Well, we can still fuck with him. They don't have a lot of health.
Ferricures 1221 paid me to say Grant is the one who farts clouds.
Yeah, and I have a fireball too. That fart cloud is still there.
Yep, I see it. It travels around and all that kind of nonsense. Alright, I have better gear on. Okay, so the mage is down there. Let's see if I can just, you know, take cheap shots at him.
I need a better shirt, so I might as well pop this on.
Alrighty.
I can magic missile him when he gets up close.
Yep. Just probably be close to a pillar, so then that way you have a way of like, you know, if he wants to. Here comes.
Move out of the way. I'll damage his shield.
All right. There we go.
Look at that teamwork.
Yay! Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, I don't see why Furikyu is saying you're the stinky one when I'm the one that farts constantly in stream.
I don't know. So yeah, okay, so both of these are your kind of thing. So one of them is a sword. So I think the idea is so then that way you can still do a focus, but you then have like a melee weapon to help you. And then there's a crystal ball, which does more magical damage. So either one of these would be good for you to
probably wouldn't hurt to have. Can I? Okay, so I can't have the sword.
What happened to my mouse? There we go.
Hang on. So I can only have the sword. Can I okay, so I can still charge a spell.
Yeah, because that's a wizard's sword. All right, and then we go down here. We're in the circles.
My almightiest of spells. Stab, 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 stab.
All right, we're still gonna have to deal with some things here, but just be careful with the fog cloud when he.
Oh! I thought he was gonna go for the fart cloud.
Yeah, he was close. All right. I'll go with that. Sorry. So yeah, because I can go with tanking kind of stuff, so you don't have to worry about.
Furrycures 1,221 paid me to say so. Both of you are stinky.
Oh, a rogue's helmet and oh, it's a cracked bangle.
No.
Sell it for gold if we make it out.
Yeah, so any of those like single item kind of stuff, cookie for Sky. Any of those like single item stuff or single slot stuff, that's usually really good for turning it like if we can escape and such.
Oh, I got a golden bowl. So I can sell it for stuff. There's a shield tea. Oh, it's for cleric.
That's okay. That's okay. Alrighty. Okay, so that's
Don't be a wizard. Don't be a wizard.
Alrighty.
I'm just opening up these chests.
Do you hear that?
I hear a noise, yeah. That's like a flapping noise. How do I get my potions out?
Potions are 3 and 4. So if normally when you pick them up, they're automatically slotted in there. I think someone is trying to break in.
Yeah, because I really needed help.
Alright, let's have a look.
Alright, I'm gonna get this chest open.
Alright. I'm right beside you just in case it's a mimic.
There's a shield in there for a cleric and some boots.
A shield for a cleric? Oh no, I can use this shield. It's fighter and cleric.
I might take the boots though.
Alright, well I'll take the heater shield because that gives me more projectile reduction.
Oh, there's a little bat here in the...
Yeah. Back away. I'll deal because they'll normally die in like 2 shots, and I've got the health to deal with them.
Yeah, no.
Oh my god, fucking
barely. Kids McGrits.
It's just annoying that like I can't deal with the flying things at the same time as the. Ooh, good dodge. Okay, I didn't realize there was going to be multiple skeletons in there.
Throwing knives. Oh, wizard. Cool.
Oh, an escape portal opened up nearby. Did you hear that?
Right over there, I think.
All right, so give me a moment. So you got a lot of stuff on you, right?
Yeah, I got a little bit.
Alrighty, let me just quickly check. And then there's the big chest over there. Alright, I'm going to open this gate, and hopefully there isn't going to be any danger in the thing.
Necklace, cup, and a bow.
Alright. There we go. Alrighty.
Is that a portal or?
Yep. So the way it works is you have to, hover over it and then open it. Once you do, on the flat side, a portal will open. When it's full sized, you walk through it. You want to walk through it right now. because there's some problems.
Okay,
Good
I
work.
walked through. So
Good.
that means I've escaped and you're not.
Yes, so there are one-time usage and such like that, so I just need to wait for, you know, one to open up for me next.
Okay, I see how that works. That's actually very smart.
It is a little bit
So it
smart.
means whoever has the most items or who needs a level up can exit first so they can get their level up.
Yes. Alright, where... Okay, the circle isn't too closed now, but... And you can see in the top right, there's like a, sort of a log of deaths and when things get dropped.
Yeah. Oh, I can actually see your equipment too.
Yep. Alright.
There was an escape portal.
So that's a down portal. Oh, wizard. They're looking to be aggressive, no doubt. Alrighty. I need to find my own... Yep, that's a barbarian. Shit.
Barbarian.
Barbarian.
You remember that show on Disney, you know, Dave the Barbarian?
Oh, he's over there. Alright, this is probably gonna be my death. Avenge me in the future.
Oh, I think the escape portal was actually over his side too, I think.
Was it? Let's see.
I think so.
Let's have a look. So, yep, they're going over my corpse. Oh, I can only look at these two guys. Damn it, I was wishing... Oh, I see it just in the top right corner there. So it was in the room. So, yeah, they've got a lot of green stuff on them, but interestingly enough, the ranger did not pick up my bow. Oh, there's the green one. Okay. And yeah, so now we exit to lobby.
So wait,
Hi there, Sir
I'm still
Dragon.
level 1?
Yeah, it takes a little bit of time. If you click on class, you should be able to see your progress in training.
I see it there.
So it's annoying. So you'll level up with kills and escaping from dungeons.
I better put the surrender emote on too.
Yep. So in order to sell your stuff, so things such as all the trinkets and things, you would sell to the collector.
Alright, so merchants, collector, so the silver chalice.
Hello.
Yep.
Can't put that here.
Well, so you need to go to the, so it's on trade automatically. So you click on sell, and then you like, I think it's
fill.
And then you left click on each of the items you want to sell. And
Hello.
And it will normally tell you which items they're interested in buying and whatnot.
Okay, the golden bowl. So they're not interested in any of that. Alright, make a deal. Didn't get much for it. I still got my sword, so that's good.
That's good. So, and you can take that in with... Sorry?
All the gold stacked up. It's all in one big... It's all in multiple groups. Oh, I can give it to the treasure, can
I? No. So you can put in your stash.
Okay, how do I put it in my stash? Oh, there's my stash.
So yeah, and then you just like hold shift and right click, and it'll just send like, you know, each like group of gold away. So, and you normally like... Go on.
It puts it in groups of 10 for the gold.
Yeah, so you need a coin purse in order to do it in groups of 50, weirdly
Right, got it. Get it.
Yep.
Weaponsmith, let's see if he's willing to buy any of my... Oh yeah, he'll buy my frock.
Mm-hmm.
Don't really need the crystal ball. I feel like it's useless to me.
So yeah, I
Wait,
think...
what's my weapon damage on these? So weapon damage for the sword is... Oh, but magical weapon damage is 11, so that's 23.
So, spells or staff. There are pros and cons to both, but we really like the speed of a spell book, especially if you pick it up with a spell casting speed. The crystal ball can be viable, but its casting speed isn't as good. Extra magic damage is good. Don't worry about movement speed, although it might be helpful. We like to run a staff with a wizard as it provides the most damage output. The crystal swords are decent for solo wizards as it means you can have a weapon that provides constant damage without needing to cast spells.
I shall remember that for next time.
Yeah. Alright, I am going to... You know what?
At least I kept my pendant and everything. So
Yeah,
if I die in the dungeon, they can't loot any of my shit off my corpse, can they?
No, they can.
Oh, they can? But do I lose it if they do?
Yes. If you die in
Fuck
the dungeon...
titties.
Yeah, no, it's very much Battle Royale Escape from Tarkov stuff, where, you know, if you die, then you're dropping everything that you've gained from there. So, and the only stuff that remains is, you know, what's in your stash and, you know, whatever, you know, junk you start off with. So, because the way the rarity goes is dark gray is junk, and then white is, you know, you're only just hitting a point of like, yep, you're fine, it's a weapon or what have you. Green is when there, and then you go from like white to green, where you can get like, you know, maybe 1 benefit. Then there's blue, which gives you 2, and you can go, and then like purple, which is a lot, more powerful.
I get what you're getting at. So what's resourcefulness do?
Hang on a second. If I go to class,
1221 thinks you should do 20 squats.
Resourcefulness, you increase how fast you interact with stuff and significantly increase how quickly you install items such as traps and camps. So this is useful if you need to like open doors and what have you.
Alright, well, there's a robe here that gives me that, +1 to will, 33 armor rating, and gives me still movement speed reduction of -5.
Your important stats would most likely be will, which increases your spell power buffs and such, or knowledge. Mine is strength and maybe agility, but more likely strength.
Holy shit! So the Valentine has a crystal sword that does 17 damage, weapon damage, 15 magical weapon damage, -30 in movement speed, +2 additional magic damage, +2 to true magic physical damage, and +2 to additional physical damage.
Notice you can't buy it with gold. He asks for something else weirder.
I think he's an event type one.
Heart crystals you get from like champions and what have you. We might run into them. Anyway, I gotta do 20 squats.
20 squats.
20 squats.
Squiddy squatties. And I possibly should buy a few of these torches too.
3. You don't need
I've got
torches.
some.
We always spawn with them.
Alright, well I'll buy some throwing knives at the very least.
Bandages would be good.
Oh. Alright. 3 lots of throwing knives, always useful.
3.
Alchemist, and maybe grab the healing
4.
potions might be an idea.
5. 6.
Because, you know, healing potions would be nice.
9.
Code, do you actually rip ass on stream? No, but I do have a few emotes in my yeah, a few. I do have a few emotes, or sound alerts that have code do a fart, or that have a fart sound.
18. 19.
I've got no shirt on.
20.
There we go. Now I have a shirt on.
Thank you for the 20 squats. Alright. Alright, weaponsmith. Is there anything that might be worth... Item equip speed. Ooh, hang on. Arming sword, blue. Alright. I've picked up a blue arming sword. Oh, I need to wait for you to ready up.
Boop, ready.
Doesn't say you are.
Hang on, did you check your loadout? Once you enter the tavern, you cannot leave without losing your items. Are you sure you want to enter a match?
Basically saying, like, you know, if we're ready, we're ready.
Okay. Oh, I guess because I've got good items on now.
Basically. There we go. So yeah, and I just recently got myself a blue arming sword, so that gives me true magical damage and magical damage bonus, which I think is silly to have on a weapon, but you know, maybe this will just give me like, you know, an additional point into magic damage, which is useful against creatures that don't have magic resistance.
Yeah.
Here we goesies.
Let's go.
Dun 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 dun.
Whack.
Alright. Let's have a look.
Oh, bat.
Oh, yeah, I see him, I see him. The benefits of a blue blade is you can hit these things in like one go. What did you just do?
The light orb.
Alright, careful. If that zombie might decide to...
Okay, I think if I use the light orb, it will attract enemies. So, noted.
Yeah. Alrighty, so...
Oh, a gem necklace on the ground.
Oh, yeah, pick it up. You can sell it. Alrighty. Cool, he doesn't have a thingy-dig. Alright, hang on. I can go here and pull the lever from the other side. Here we go.
Alright, step out of the way.
Yep. Excellent work.
Wait, how does he still bleed?
It's just the game deciding how it wants to play. Alrighty, remove the round shield. Heater shield isn't all that great, so I won't carry that with me. Alright, be careful, there might be enemies on the other side. Let me get rid of this one. That was this one. So yeah, there's apparently also like a mechanic called the Sweet Zone. These might be good for you.
What are they?
Do you have shoes?
I do have a pair of shoes on.
With, let's see, 7 armor, 3 movement, 5 magic resistance.
11 armor, 5 movement, 5 magic resistance.
Okay, you're doing better than those pairs of shoes. Alright, skeleton here. Oh, there's an archer skeleton there, so... Ow!
Oh, careful! Oh, you got one right in the head!
Yep, I see it.
He placed it right in your skull.
Alrighty.
That looks painful.
Alright, actually I should probably go in first, shouldn't I?
Wait, the skull didn't cast.
Alright. Repair. Oh, here it is. Heart candy. So these guys have a chance of dropping it. I think... Oh, yeah.
You might want that helmet that dropped on the ground.
Oh. Oh, yes, please. Anything blue sells well as well. Don't worry.
Leather gloves, 1 to agility. I might as well take those because I need some gloves.
You need some gloves? All right,
I need some glove. Don't be a mimic. Don't be a mimic.
Don't be a mimic. Don't be a mimic.
Of course, we just closed the chest to make it look like it's anything good inside? Oh, just pants.
It's just some old shoes. Ooh, ceremonial dagger. There we go. We can sell that. Alright, so we're still in the circle with where we are, so we're fine.
Don't be a mimic. Don't be a
Alright,
mimic.
there's a skeleton fella there. Oh, you're gonna shoot something? Excellent work. Okay, there's a red demon here. He's faster and got more health. Excellent work.
You want to loot him?
Yeah, please. Yes, please. All right. I'll swap
I'll
that
loot
out.
the chest here.
I'll check the archer.
Hello, Null. Not in my leather. This is mostly going to be a mimic. Oh. A leather cap. Headshot reduction damage.
Yes, please.
Armor rating. Yeah, might as well.
So yeah, for me, I will most likely prioritize on, like, if I can get plate, I'll wear that. And the only reason I'd go for, you know, weaker sort of metals is, is if I, go for, you know, significantly higher quality stuff. So, yeah, none of that is good. Because see how that's,
Yeah, none of it. Yeah, I know.
It's all the dark gray stuff. Alright, so we got another... Alright, another archer here.
No point in me lobbing a fireball at it.
There we go. So yeah, archers don't have a lot of health, thankfully. Sure.
Oh, there's some stuff under behind this door. Looks like some weapons.
Alright, let's... Oh, we don't have a lockpick.
Damn.
So...
Looks like this hidden door, so we're gonna have to go back around.
Let's see. Is there a lever nearby? No, there isn't.
I didn't see anything.
Yeah, I didn't either. So, that's a shame. Alright.
Alright, looks like we'll have to continue down to the left.
Alright, sounds good. Lever on the left. Alright, be careful of the floor. See how there's like a slightly... so there's that there, but then there's also these here, which give a spike. See them?
Yep.
So you kind of have to like edge the corner and move out of the way. There.
Ooh, you almost got done in.
Yeah, it's all
potion of protection.
Alright, let's see what's behind here. And
let's see what's behind door number 3.
okay, so there's the zombie mage, and it looks like he's behind a lot of spike thingy-majiggies, so be mindful.
Can he set them off?
Yes. And be careful of fireball.
Oh, I got another skeleton right here.
Yep, give me a minute, give me a minute. Alright, that's the mage out of the way. Pull away. Good.
Pulling out.
Excellent work.
My pull-out game is strong.
Alright, escape portals are popping up as well. So be mindful of that. Watch the... Okay, this is a altar of sacrifice. They're not useful while we're alive. They're only useful once we're dead. Alright.
Oh, this one gives me will.
Yes. Will is a useful stat for you.
And, ooh, a much better crystal sword with knowledge.
Yep. Alright, move this here, move this here.
I'm just gonna open this one up. Ah, it's a mimic!
Watch out, don't forget the traps behind you.
Yeah, I know, I'm watching him.
Alright, when he does that, it means he's like close to death. War Maul, yes please.
Goddamn mimic.
Yep. Alrighty.
Oh,
okay.
Circle's closing and we might want to go this way.
Yep, no, fair enough. Alright.
What happens if we're the last one standing? Do we instantly escape, or...?
Hang on. There's... Alright, there might be people behind there. Be careful.
Yeah, there's a couple of people there.
Alright, be mindful of these... Alright, the spider spawner's out of the way.
Yep.
Alrighty, I'm just gonna throw this torch down just so we can kind of see. I'm gonna open this door, see if there's any escape portals nearby. I don't see any. Alright.
No, that's gonna take us too far back behind the circle, so we might... Oh, there's some sort of angel statue here with a light on it.
Yep, that should give either healing or protection.
Praying pale, 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 pale.
Alright, explosion bottle. Alright, I'm gonna open this chest. If we can't find any blue portals, our next option, which can almost be a bad idea, is going for the red portals that take you a floor down, which... Alright.
Whoa!
I'm gonna close that door. Yeah, careful, this guy has more health. Alrighty. Oop.
Nothing good on him?
No. Okay, this way, to the down portals.
All right.
So, I'm going for this one on the right. I got the wrong one, and then we go through them. And we're gonna get ready for the next floor. Alrighty. You have a healing potion, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Or when the current floor collapses. Do you mind dropping one so I can use it? Or do you have more than one healing?
I've got 3. How do I drop them?
If you go into your tab and then you just click and drag and drop them. There we go. And then...
I'll need them back. One back when you're...
Alright, ready?
Yep.
And then it goes instantly into your like side slot. You might need to cycle through 3 or 4 to see them. There you go. All right.
Carbonated beverages.
Woo! All right. So the next level, there's not going to be as many players. I think there isn't even going to be any. Anytime I've seen other people play it, but there's going to be stronger enemies.
Hmm. I should probably meditate and restore my spell slots.
That would probably be a good idea.
All right. Mare.
So, yeah.
Or as Ace Ventura would put it, alrighty then. I'm glad we were on the same page with that.
Oh, always. All right. I don't have a lot of room. I'm probably going to drop this Halberg because it's not that high of a quality. Do not open a door right away as well.
Open door right away, got it.
Alright, let's have a look.
Oh crap, we are sort of way outside the circle here.
Okay, that's okay. Don't panic.
Don't be a mimic.
Alright, no, that's okay. Alright, so we'll need to go underneath. And then we'll need to... Alright, is that an archer one?
I think it's an archer one.
Yeah.
One hit. One hit. Fucking killed me.
They're strong. They're all red, which means that they hit harder, faster, and they got more health. Oh, there was 3 people in the dungeon. They were probably in an entirely different area. So, yeah. And that's the loop of the game.
Not a bad loop. Also, I made it to level 2. Yay!
Woo!
Yay! If you deal magical fire damage to target physical reduction bonus is reduced by 10% for 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
I do love lighting things on fire, so...
2% additional select only gives me more knowledge. Doubly gives me magic resistance. And then we got an alchemist that can give me a spell book.
Aw, all my default stuff.
Yeah, that's the part that can hurt.
All that good gear wasted.
It would be interesting to see if, like, you know, how different the game would be if there was like a means of holding on to like maybe 1 or 2 pieces of like your good gear or what have you. But I feel like that might start playing like a little bit disadvantagedly.
Fame and karma. Ah, okay, so I can actually give you karma.
Yeah, I can thumbs up you.
I gave you a thumbs up.
Yeah, I did too. If you do not have any karma points, it will regenerate after using 5 portals. Alright. Ready to go again?
Yep, let's do it. Hey!
There we go.
I have my staff of... Ooh!
Oh yeah, so people get rewarded, because there's like a quote-unquote high stakes, where you have to like pay an ante to get in. The enemies are tougher, but the loot is better. And you can get sometimes what's called unique loot.
Nice.
So, yeah,
I'm getting sweaty.
Big stretch. Alrighty. Let's look at our areas around us. I wish the torch could, like, you know, I don't want it to do good damage. I just want it to do damage that is, like, effective to containers like these. Alright. I pick up the goblet. You pick up the healing.
I need healing goo.
Alright, so we got... Where's... Okay, that doesn't lead anywhere. That will most likely... Ooh, okay. That
It
might
is.
be... Yep. Cool. Alright, let's see what's on the other side.
Nope, you're not breaking that.
Oh, yep. There we go. Alright, so we're still in the circle, which is fine. I wonder what this room is. Alright. Because there's like a big... Oh, it's those guys.
Behind you.
Oh, it's gonna be different playing without your, Can you use this? Fighter, rogue, ranger. No, you cannot. Alrighty, here we go.
We have no
Shrine of-
shoes.
So yeah, so there's tough enemies in there. And then Shrine of Protection.
Shrine of Power.
Alrighty, goblet. Ooh, bandages, I'll take those.
Oh, heavy gauntlets. That's up your alley.
Yep, I'll put them on. There we go. Alrighty. So, beyond those double doors is a room where there's like a wraith and such. Oop. Oh, he's already dead. Okay, let's check him.
I mean, someone's already been by here.
No. Sometimes they're just dead.
Oh.
Doesn't mean they're already been by here. Alright, let's check these barrels. You got your spells?
Yep.
Alrighty. Because depending on what we were able to pick up... Ooh! Alright,
Yeah,
riveted
those are
gloves
probably
are a lot
yours.
better than these heavy gauntlets. The kettle will help me.
I'm gonna open the chest.
Alrighty,
Just
I got
get
my
ready.
sword.
Yep. Just get ready in case it's a mimic.
Yep.
Oh, a wizard's hat.
Alrighty. So we're gonna go in here. There's gonna be a few enemies. Save your bigger spells for the floating guy with the huge axe.
Alright.
There's a spark cloud. So you see how... So you see the, like, ghost thingy-majiggy that's up there? Alright. So he has two kinds of attacks. He has, like, a horizontal, like, slash, and then he has a dash forward. The dash forward will kill you.
Okay, note to self. Dash forward will kill me.
Alright, and then there's the other zombie.
Oh, you got some spiders on your legs.
Yeah, I know. I think there's a spider spawn nearby. So... be careful of the cloud. Oh, you okay?
Yeah, a little fucker just took a nibble out of my legs.
Alrighty then, let me just... Alrighty, we need to try and get either of those guys' attention.
I can lock onto one with magic missile and fire it.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Or you can do that.
Yeah, brings him closer. He's your target. Awesome. Excellent work. Ooh,
Uh-oh.
longbow.
They're coming down to you.
Yep, no, so long as I'll keep, you know, doing... Ow. I'll keep skirting this guy, so then that way, you know, he's focused onto me, and you, whenever you can. Okay, I'm nearly dead. So
I'm out of magic missile. I'm out of the way. Fireball.
Oh.
Oh no.
Trap. Let's see if you can you survive.
Hopefully.
Cool. So yeah. Sometimes, so people use this want the spell book, so then that way it's like. Uh-oh.
Somebody else just came in to save me.
All right, let's keep watching them if we can. Oh, I'm out. Oh wait, the new Wiz and
wait,
Nizzy TV is. So yeah.
Yeah, I see them. There they are.
Yep. All right. Oh my goodness, this guy has like a blue spell book. Wizard and a cleric. Oh yeah, this guy's a cleric. That's why it's like. All right. It's tough going, but you know, as you go further into game and as we do more successful stuff, you'll gain levels. You'll get more perks as well, which will help.
Yeah.
So.
It's a good game.
It's just it's a bit difficult to like, you know, sort of. For me personally, like my biggest pet peeve is just, you know, sometimes you might just end up getting on a losing streak like most battle royales.
Yeah, but then you just gotta persevere through it. That's the only thing.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna take this. Actually, how much damage does the long sword do? Movement -40. I'm gonna bring this long sword along with me and see how we go. Do I have a? Oh,
yeah,
I got sword.
I got bugger all in the way of good equipment anyway.
Radio. So. All right. Let's see. Is there any armor, leather, weaponsmith? Don't see anything for you. Alchemist. Oh, there's a. Hi there, Chaos. There's a green spell book.
Actually, those weren't there when I looked.
Well, I think we have different markets. So, this one does 4 magical damage. How much does this do? Magic weapon damage. Okay, so that's not the exact same. Regular interaction speed. So I believe spell books, you do spells quicker. I can't really. Is there any? Let's see. Tavern Master does that. Valentine. Oh yeah, I do not have the money for that. Yeah, I only got like 6 candies. All right. Start. Let's go again. I'm doing all right, Chaos. I got Code the Yoshi with me. They've just started trying out this Dark and Darker. Where's the doggo? There's the doggo. Pet the doggy. So
remember, petting the doggo is the most important thing. If you don't pet the doggo, then you're a monster.
It's bad luck if you forget to pet the doggo before you enter a dungeon.
Makes you a monster frisbee.
So yeah. Alright, T. Okay, so
God, these headphones these new headphones I bought are so lightweight.
What pair did you get?
Just a $150 pair of Logitech headphones.
Oh, okay. Wireless?
Yeah. Not terrible, but very little noise.
Ah, okay. Okay, so that helmet would be mine. Old shoes, those would be yours, I'd imagine. And plus they're green. Alright, let's check this.
Wait, magic resistance.
Yeah. That's a you thing.
Not an anyone thing, really.
Careful of the wingback.
I think he's stuck in my hand.
Oh.
I don't think we can hit him.
Okay.
Unless I use a fireball.
Probably don't.
be a bit of a waste.
I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna pull this lever, okay? Excellent teamwork.
Excellent.
Alright. Ooh, this guy is kind of wigging out a little bit. Throwing knives.
Really? He disappeared on me.
Alrighty, so we got two skeletons. Let's see how my
Scoot
long...
out of the way. I don't think that actually hurt them.
Not too well, no. Oh, watch it.
There's a scoop up a doobly.
Ooh, a better sword and a heater shield. That will be good.
What a
And then I
stuff.
can throw you. Alright, let's see if we can open that chest. Ow!
Didn't mean to hit you, sorry.
Just take some. Alright, let's see. Do we need a lock for this? Ooh, we don't need a lock for this one. Okay. Let's see what's inside. We'll definitely need to get you some heals at some point. Y-hander and a round shield.
Yeah, let's open up. I'm gonna bring up the chest to the left. And oh, healing potion.
You should definitely take that.
And use it right now.
Yep. Alrighty. Move you here. You across. Y-hander, you go there. This to there. This to there. Alright. Let's see. Can we get out from here? Let's see. Yep. Alright, we're gonna be ending up near a place called here. I can barely see it.
Too risky for me to jump down and help you.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I can... The funny thing is skeletons can hit each other.
I think all enemies can hit each other.
Well, yeah, all enemies can hit each other. Yep, I'll take the short sword.
Oh, boots.
Ooh, plus 1 attributes, I'll take that. What kind of boots?
Magic resistance, armor rating of 8, movement speed of 5. Basically just slightly better than my last ones.
Okay. Buckler doesn't really do much for me. Nothing on this guy. Alright, let me grab this torch.
Might want to go this way, because that way we're leaving the circle.
Yep, alright. Alright, so we're entering in a room that is like the pyramid, I think they call it. It's a little spooky, as you can see. And someone's already been here.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Nope, you need to pick a lock. Alright.
Now they killed a mimic.
Oop. Oh no, that was my inventory. Okay, so there's a return portal there.
Yeah, but I don't really have enough gear to really sort of justify. You probably have more than I do.
Alright, well. Let's head this way to a big hole. Alright, here's a zombie.
Jesus, dude.
There we go. I'm gonna open this chest.
Fat one.
Oh yeah, they do it every time. It's annoying. Bandages and healing, thank goodness.
Mine's actually better. My robe.
No.
I'm gonna open this. Actually, no, not opening that one door, because I'm going over here to this chest. Oh, invisibility potion, golden bangle,
Silver coin.
lockpick.
Oh, we can use that to open the... Okay, so the way... So there's like this... There's a mini game. You have to like hit F on the what's-a-who's-he. Oh,
Uh-oh.
player. I see him. Just leave him be.
Oh, they hit me.
Is he actually aiming for you? All right, let's.
Yep, then he killed me. I couldn't cast a spell too because I had the quarterstaff.
I tried to
Note
avenge
to self: quarterstaffs do not allow me to
you. Do magic.
They do allow me to block.
Okay. Straight. So, knowing that I had to go like that.
Oh, it's almost 9 p.m. for you.
Well, we can keep going a little bit longer. Like, let's be real, we're not that great at the game. We're gonna go through dungeons relatively quickly.
Oh yeah, for shoresies, for shoresies.
For shoresies. Alrighty.
For show.
Alright. Oh, you're not ready yet. Yep, there you are. Okay.
Now I'm
next.
ready.
So, I gotta be careful not to, like, spend too much gold just getting onto new things. I should be.
Oh, I can actually change my class if I want to.
You basically have to create a new character when you do. You don't retain the level from the others. So I tried moving to Ranger before, but I was just not having a fun time because of the fact that... Let's see, is it still looking for... Yeah, it's still looking for game. Hit cancel. And then try it again. I basically, like, was having a hard time as a Ranger because I had to, like, relearn how to engage in combats. Pet auto for good luck. If you can, you know, do the pets enough times, he'll stand up and fully.
He'll acknowledge you.
Yep.
He'll tell you how much he loves you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, excuse me. Alright, let's see where it drops us. Alrighty. Yeah, nothing worthwhile. Alright, there's gonna be a lot of skeletons to deal with in this particular long haul. But...
Trying to help.
Thank you for the Hyper Himbo Dragon. Yep, I see one. Oh, mummy. Don't worry, these ones don't do a fart.
How do you know it's not a daddy?
Different kind of mummy. Not the gender one,
Oh, a diamond.
I already picked that up,
Which you yoinked from me?
Yep, I'm just a loot goblin. Oh, another zombie. Or mummy. You like your fireball, don't you?
I do. Who doesn't love setting shit on fire?
Librarians.
Yeah, but fuck those guys.
Actually, do you need healing? No, we're both good. What's in this guy? A ruby.
Oh, crap.
You okay?
I did take a little bit of damage from that.
See if you can give him a whack. I want to, like, leave him to... There you go. Pick up those bandages, and then you can, like, use it to heal yourself. Goblet.
Of fire.
Alright, did you put your name in the fire? Alright, let's move. I don't think that will break. Alright, let's head north of the room because I think
Oh, there's a Zweihander here.
Ooh.
Oh no, it looks like we can't pick it up.
Oh. Okay, I thought you meant like a Zweihander from, like, you're looting. Hi there, Sir Dragon. I see you. I'm just really immersed in this game. Ooh, chests in here.
Doublet there for you.
Thank you.
I've left the doublet there for you.
Alright, I'm opening the small chest. You can open the flat.
And don't be a mimic. Oh, ancient scrolls.
That'll be good for selling. Alright. Circle might start... I like the longbow. I'll grab the longbow. Doublet doesn't really do much for me. Alright, we need to go north.
You go through.
Oh. Ring of Survival, true magic damage, additional physical damage. Can I have this one, please?
Yeah, you take that one.
Thank you. All right, let's go
Portal
through.
shrinking. Through this door.
Yep, through this. Yep, we can use that door, and then we can take a look. Do you want to keep going west?
Might as well, or we can go north. It's up to you.
Let's go west. So skeletons should be coming here. Quickly bandage myself up.
They got 2 white helmets on these 2.
Alright, looks like
on that one.
Sounds like someone's dealing with some whoozy wraiths or something.
Oh, there's a green helmet on that one that you might like.
Oh, the barbarian thingy-diggy. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, you can't use it.
No, I can't, but I can sell it.
Oh, I found an orb.
Ooh, orb.
Really, I can't use the orb and the staff at the same time?
You should be able to put one in slot 1 and one in slot 2. Alright, let's keep...
Oh, cool, it levitates!
Neat! Alrighty. Oh, I need to get some
Okay, so I can only I can't attack with it, only cast spells.
You have some good spells though, right?
I got a few more magic missiles.
Alrighty. Oh, Jesus. Watch out for the skip. Oh, that was a red one.
Avenge me!
Alright, hang on. Oh, shit.
But we came back with vengeance.
Give me a second. Alright, Christian protection. Alright, take your frock off, pick up your soul. Put your soul in here.
Put my shirt off.
Alrighty,
exposed.
I need... Shit. Portal's... The thingy-majiggy's closing. That's not what I wanted happening. Okay, I'm just on the edge. I'll need to find... I'm looking for a sacrificial altar to heal you at. Which is going to be a little bit tricky, frankly.
Well, I mean, if an escape portal pops up, just take that.
Will do. Oh, Jesus. Bad time to lag. Oh, I'm gonna die to poison.
Bleh.
I died to poison. That was a shame. I just made some terrible moves, like, earlier on.
Shall we call it?
Yeah, I think we'll call it here. Oh, I think we'll call it here.
It's a good game, though. Definitely one I might consider picking up when it comes in full release.
Yeah. So it ends in the beta here, or alpha or whatever, ends to the 16th, I believe, UCT international time.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely got some interesting. It's got some interesting potential.
I feel like, you know, it needs improvement on combat, to be frank. But
I mean, as an alpha, though, you can't expect much.
No, you can't expect much. But I think probably one of the biggest ones I want to see sooner is being able to toggle some of the buttons. So toggle crouch, toggle walk. I'd
also like maybe the spells to have a little, because I've found that some of the spells didn't cast when I cast them. So unless there's a percentage chance that they won't cast, or a percentage chance of some sort of malfunction, or I was doing something wrong, because every time I was holding down to do the magic missile, it says to like hold down to fire multiple magic missiles.
Ah.
But it wouldn't let me do that.
It must be a weird like charge or something. Also, I forgot to continue playing music in the background.
I'm sure.
Yeah. All right. Before.
Wow, Yin is still doing Resident Evil 2 at the moment.
Space Yin? All right.
Yeah, he's doing Resident Evil 2 with some mods on them.
Let's have a look at the mods.
I think he's got Ashley in it.
Ashley and RE mod, it says.
Yeah.
It's the head's like missing a little bit of the neck. I don't remember it.
Well, I mean, this is PS2 era graphics. What are you expecting?
He's missing shoulders.
Also, Miss Ches is playing Overwatch 2.
I was thinking of going into... There's an Australian named Velk Torum. I don't know if you remembered, but they were like one of the peeps that helped me out in Final Fantasy XIV. And they're actually going through Dark and Darker right now. They're going through it like a lot stonkier than you and I are, however, because they're like full level 20 and it's like a full party, and they're doing antis like the Forgotten like the darker Forgotten Castle.
Oh, damn.
So I reckon that might be give people a view of like, oh, this is what, you know, someone
this is what a true guy going through this looks like.
Yeah. All right. So let me get the raid ready for that one. If you guys need the raid message, it can be found here. If you don't have the emotes, that's okay. You're welcome to use whatever other kind of emotes you want.
But then, of course, what are you doing? Not subscribing and not getting the emotes? I mean, my God, come on, for realsies.
All right. Also, shout out to Ko the Yoshi, because fun moderator and very helpful, and I'm very much thankful for you being able to join in and play this new game.
No worries. I actually just recently hit 400 followers.
Congratulations! All right.
I know.
Before we get going, do you have any...
I want to hit 500 by the end of the year. That's my goal.
Alrighty then. Otherwise, on my side, I want to say thank you everyone who came along to tonight's stream. I greatly appreciate it. If you want to know the next time I'm streaming, it's going to be in the Twitch schedule, and I'll post a thingy-majiggy on Twitter properly this time around. So Friday evening on my time, I'll be playing Kingdom Hearts 3. There's going to be some fun what's-a-mahoozy drinking involved, and if you want to add some rules, it's 5 subs. And all I have left to say is good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and we'll raid shortly into Velctorum. Bye for now.
Womp 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 womp. I can't help but think of that meme every time I see that.
Don't just the Dr. Lively strut.
Yeah.